Greetings, folks. This is Chris Albertson, AEP873, with a quick rundown on Google Calendar, how I use it, how it can be used for collaboration, just a few tools and tips that I learned from both this course and just using the calendar itself. All right, so we're going to compare Microsoft Outlook, the calendar for Microsoft Outlook, and Google Calendar. I'll tell you about my personal preference, which as a Googler you could probably already guess. Professional uses, the pros and cons of both Outlook and Google Calendar, and then a quick demo on some of the different uses, specifically things that I use on the regular for Google Calendar. So my preference is that I prefer Google Calendar over Outlook. I find that it's just a little more friendly and easy for me to use. Although at work, I'm in the U.S. Air Force and we use nothing but Microsoft there. I've tried to use some of the Google tools there, but unfortunately the way the computers are set up, it likes to block me out of things like Drive, which is pivotal in order to do my job with Google. So it's strictly on a personal level that I use Google Calendar, and I just prefer how it operates. I like the phone application of it. I like to be able to pick up my handy-dandy little Pixel phone here, tell Google Calendar to add things to my daily list, or just to add a reminder. We all get forgetful from time to time, so it's nice to have as an option. So personal preference is for Google Calendar over Outlook. Professional uses for both. Really both can be used in a professional environment. It's good for appointment monitoring. I use it on a daily basis to make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be. Meeting setup, I can use it to set up a collaborative meeting. I use it for agenda reminders. I have my agenda sent to my phone every single morning. And then to collaborate with peers. So sharing calendars, allowing people to see where I'm at so I know where my subordinates and my superiors are at all times. And that's what I use it for professionally. So Outlook pros and cons. The pro is it's easily compatible with email, much like Google. You can add stuff directly from your email. In your email Gmail box, there's calendar pop-up right there, so you can just drag stuff so you can set a meeting. It allows you to do agenda reminders to a mobile device, so you set up your cell phone number in there. It will send your agenda to you every day at your chosen time. I get mine at 0600 every day, so I know what's coming up. And it works well with Windows products, so if you're a Windows user, then it's going to be the one for you. The con, it's not easily usable on Chromebooks. You can use Outlook on Chromebook. It's web-based app instead of what you could use on a regular Windows device. Another con is ease of access across devices. Being able to access Outlook on my phone versus being able to use Google Calendar on my phone. Google's just way easier because I'm a Pixel guy. So Google Calendar pros and cons. Again, compatible with email very simply. Agenda reminders. It works well with Windows products unless you're in the military, and then the government likes to block all access to that kind of stuff. It's scared of clouds. I can add a calendar. I can add to my calendar using any device, and it syncs. That's the beautiful part of it. I pick up my phone, I add it. If I look at my computer, it's there. If I use my computer, it's on my phone, vice versa. So the beauty of being able to see it on all devices is great. The con, in my professional workplace, it's not recognized, so that can be the problem. So really quickly, I want to go through just how I use Google Calendar and show you some of the good, bad, and not really the ugly, because it's all pretty good. So once it pops up here, pulling up Google Calendar now. If it wants to come up. All right, so now it's loaded up here. Sorry about that, took a second. So here's what Google Calendar looks like when you open it up as just a calendar. The first thing I want to talk about is really how it looks. So you have the cute little view over here. You've got the different calendars that I'm linked to currently, which are, I have contacts in there, my Google Classroom, reminders, tasks, another Google Classroom, and then you have holidays and events down here. So those are all things that are going to show up on my calendar when I select it. Different views, you click over here where it says month. You can go daily, weekly, a month. You can look at the whole year, just your regular schedule, a 4-day work week. You can remove weekends, etc. For this particular thing, I want to kind of show you just the monthly view. So we're going to leave it on a month. And here, this is particularly July. It's an important month to me because that's when I'm going to have my retirement ceremony. So I want to show you here, I've got a retirement ceremony added here at 1 o'clock. So in order to add another event, I just click on the little plus button here and create. It's going to come up. I want to go ahead and do it for July 9th. I'm going to add a retirement dinner. If I can spell it correctly. And let's go ahead and do that at whatever. Let's see what time. We'll have a late dinner, 8 p.m. I can go in here. I can add guests. It's going to allow me to go into my Gmail. It's going to let me add my friends, family, anybody I want to add. So I'll add them all in there. It will automatically send them an invite. It's pretty awesome. It'll tell them who it's come from. I can tell them where to go, all that good stuff. For here, it's just, this is a manual entry of how to actually add it. It's going to pop up and ask me if I want to send invitations to the calendar guests. Right now I don't, because I don't want them to think I'm having a dinner that night. This is strictly for just how to use it. Now, so you can see it saved there, and then it pops up on my calendar. One of my next favorite things really as a Googler and a Pixel user is using this phone to add stuff to my calendar. So I can add, let's say for July 10th, that's the day we're going to start going camping in Avery, Idaho. So I'm going to tell my phone here that I want to do that. So it'll show up on my calendar here shortly. Depart July 10th at 8 a.m. for Avery, Idaho. Add to calendar. Yes. So Google just told me add it to my calendar, and if you just watched it, bang, popped right up there, 8 a.m. departure for my camping trip. So really awesome that you can do that. You can add reminders and so forth. It works really well. So lastly, I want to talk about sharing. So that was just adding manual stuff to your calendar. I want to talk about sharing real quick and how to share this entire calendar with folks. Real simple to do. All right, so over here on my calendars, you just right click on your actual calendar itself. There's a little 3 buttons there. Click on that. It gives you different options. Settings and sharing. Click on sharing. So here's all kinds of great things here. Calendar settings. You can export calendar, access permissions. So here you can make it public where everybody can see it, or you can share it with specific people. So if I want to add specific people, I just click on add. Let's say I just want to add my girlfriend, which is simple enough. I kind of trust her to know what I'm doing on a daily basis. So I add her. It'll pop up there. Sorry folks, internet's not always super fast. It gives me an option of if I want to just show her when I'm busy and free, if I want her to see all my events. Let's be a little secretive. Let's when I'm busy and free. So that's not going to give her all my stuff. It'll just tell her whether I'm available or not. Okay, so then that's it. So that's real simple. Be able to show my calendar or share my calendar with people. I can share it with multiple people if I want to. And then if I want to add other people's calendars or add other calendars, I can just add on this. It'll allow me to subscribe to different calendars. Here I can ask for other people's personal calendars. I'm not going to do that right now, but it really allows you to collaborate on a large scale when it comes to calendars. For me, on a professional day-to-day use, now this is my personal calendar. I also have a professional email calendar that I use. It allows me to show where my appointments are, so people know where I'm at. If they're tracking me, it keeps me on pace every day, so I know where I'm supposed to be as well. So that's really what I use Google Calendar for. Again, I prefer Google Calendar way over Google Outlook, because Outlook is just not as friendly, I don't think, as Google is. I appreciate you watching. If you got any questions or feedback, let me know. Thanks.